what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to the top 5 meta loadouts for Warzone Season 4, which has brought with it 2 brand new weapons, the FFAR, which I am personally super excited for. I think it's also one of the most anticipated weapons to return to Warzone in a long time. And also the LC-10 submachine gun, which is going to be an incredible sniper support. I'll also be giving you all the other top weapons that you need to be running in this season so you can do the best that you possibly can. But let's hop straight in with the FFAR. The fire rate is absolutely insane for an assault rifle, 938 rounds per minute. So we're going to want to be running a big mag. It's also got a solid bullet velocity because assault rifles got a bullet velocity buff across the board. Now, the damage profile is also very important to pay attention to. You're going to get 37 damage for a headshot, and there's going to be 31 damage for the upper torso and limbs, and then drops down to 27 for that lower torso and legs. So if you're hitting those upper body shots, you're going to need 10 shots to be able to take someone out, which isn't very many with that fire rate. Now, you're going to see, I'll show it to you in the firing range as well, once we get the attachments on, how good this weapon is going to be across Verdansk. The optic, it's actually very worth saying, the iron sight is very disappointing. It's not the original FFAR sight that we all know and love from the Verdansk the first time around, so you're going to want to go ahead and run that Volshkiv reflex. This is the go-to optic for every pro player in the game. Go ahead and use it. The muzzle, you're going to have the compensator. We're going to want to reduce that recoil, turn this thing into an absolute laser beam, as you're going to see in the firing range in just a second. The barrel, you're going to go for the reinforced. Now, the important thing for this is, yes, you get an increased bullet velocity, bringing it to nearly 1,100 meters a second, but it's also increasing that effective damage range. So you get the faster TTKs at those further distances. It's going to win you those medium range gunfights. It's also worth mentioning there is a brand new attachment across SMGs and assault rifles. It is called the G grip. Now, if you do not have this unlocked, go for the vertical foregrip as a normal, but otherwise, I'd really recommend running this. Yes, you do get a laser visible in ADS, but the ADS speed on this is absolutely ridiculous, and that hip fire to ADS accuracy really does work. The recoil stabilization and that horizontal recoil control, it's 20% versus the 45% you get with the vertical foregrip, but the extra benefits of that recoil stabilization when you're firing makes this gun so easy to control. So go ahead and use the G grip if you've got it. Magazine, you've got to go for this 60 round mag just because of how quick you're going to go through your bullets with the fire rate. The rear grip is going to be that quick draw because remember, we're going to be ADSing a lot more, going from that hip fire to ADS, so we don't have our laser visible because you don't want to necessarily be holding your sight all the time if you've got that laser. The stock, you're going to go ahead and run the combat pad. That's going to give you flinch resistance and also aim walking movement speed. If you like additional movement and you kind of want to use this as a bit more of an aggressive assault rifle, you can go for that balance pad. It's going to give you movement speed, strafing movement speed, but I kind of like having that flinch resistance. And then the firing mods is going to be the recoil springs. But let me quickly hop into the firing range and show you how good this thing is. So here it is, a first look at the FFAR in action. Super fast ADS. Like, look at the strafe speed as well. Like, I'm not doing too much to the sides, but you just go snap in, take people out. Like, look at the TTK. It's insane. I'm gonna love using this on Verdansk. And also, because of that high fire rate, you may remember the Mac 10. If you miss 1 or 2 bullets, it's not that big of a deal, but people are going to get melted up close. A great sniper support option as well. But now, let's go check out the LC-10. Oh, and one thing, if you want to run the 5 attachment version for this gun, keep the reflex, keep the compensator, keep the reinforced barrel, and the G-grip and the extender mag. I personally just get rid of the last 3 attachments, and it's still an absolute beast. So next up, we have the LC-10. This was the greatest sniper support SMG and dominated the meta back in the day when it was in the original Warzone, and it's going to fill the role of that sniper support SMG once again. It's not as powerful as like the C9. It's definitely got a lower damage profile, but it's still got a solid rate of fire, and it's going to be very easy to use. So it's going to be one of those SMGs that if you're not super comfortable with, you can go ahead and rock this. The muzzle, I always go for that compensator just to give you that extra vertical recoil control. The barrel, we go for the reinforced barrel for that extra bullet velocity and then damage range. The underbarrel is going to be that G grip. I think this is going to start being used across the board, like horizontal recoil stabilization. Yes, you get that laser visible in ADS, but that hip fire to ADS actually is going to be huge. Otherwise, the range of foregrip for that extra movement speed is another great option. And you're going to go for that extended mag 1 just to bring it up to 45 rounds. I think extended mag 2 does give you 55, but I don't like the penalties. So just go for that standard extended mag 1, keep your ADS and sprint to fire speeds at that top side so it performs at the highest level. And to be honest, you only need those 45 bullets. And then the rear grip is going to be that ergonomic grip for that faster ADS, slide to fire, and dive to fire speeds. So this is the LC10 in the firing range. As you can see, super clean iron sight, very little recoil, and it's, to be honest, going to be a lot of fun to use. Like, I still think in the meta it's going to be the C9, but this is going to be a great option. It's not going to dominate like the FFAR does, but it's nice to have another option as a sniper support in the Warzone meta. Then if you want to run the 8 attachment version, throw on a Volshkiv Reflex Optic, then go for the stock, and we're going to go for that combat the balanced stock for that extra movement speed. And then the firing mods, I like to go for recoil springs just because it helps turn it into even more of a laser beam to get you those faster TTKs. Now, our next meta weapon in Season 4 is the Krig C. This is dominated in Season 3 and is back this season. The optic is the Volshkiv Reflex. You're then going to go for the muzzle, which is going to be the compensator. The barrel is going to be that reinforced barrel. The underbarrel is going to change, and we're going to start using that G grip if you have it unlocked. Magazine is going to be the extended mag 2 for that 70-round mag. Rear grip is quick draw grip. The stock is going to be the balanced stock for that extra movement speed. And then we're going to go on to the firing mods and put on recoil springs for the best all-round build for the Krig C. This is going to dominate the long-range meta alongside the FFAR this season. As I mentioned, the LC10 is going to be a lot of fun to use, but the true meta SMG is the C9. The muzzle is that compensator. Barrel is going to be the reinforced barrel. The underbarrel is the G grip if you have it unlocked. Otherwise, you're going to go for that range of foregrip. The magazine is going to be the extended mag 2, because I personally think that it does benefit with the C9, just having those extra few bullets, because 50 rounds, you really do need it in trios and quads. The rear grip is going to be the ergonomic grip for that faster ADS, slide to fire, and dive to fire speeds. The stock is the balanced stock. If you don't have the G grip, I like to go for that fast motion laser for that sliding hip fire spread, jumping hip fire spread, and diving hip fire spread. This is going to help you in those smoke gun fights. Go for that. And then the firing mods is the recoil springs for the rest of the build. Also, surprise, surprise, the HDR is the sniper of choice. If you run an 8 attachment version, go for the monolithic suppressor, the gain twist barrel, the lightweight bipod, fast mag 1, quick draw grip, heavy stock, target laser, and then overpressured rounds. That one-shot headshot is going to really help you out, and it gives you the maximum bullet velocity of 1,200 meters a second. Very, very nice. Though, if you are going to go for the 5 attachment build, there's a couple attachments you're going to lose. Of course, the heavy stock goes, the target laser goes, and then the fast mag goes. And this is the build that you're left with if you go for 5 with an overkill setup with the FFAR. But those are the top 5 loadouts to be running in Season 4. Let me know what you think about the FFAR down in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!